period of suspension. And in goal, Nicky Walker plays his 15th consecutive match since replacing Henry Smith 3 months ago. The former Leicester City, Motherwell and Rangers keeper has had 8 shutouts in the 14 matches to date, losing only 9 goals in total. And Falkirk manager Jim Jeffries has had to shore up a struggling team without the services of Ian McCall, who's suspended, Fraser Wishart, John Hughes, Joe McLaughlin, Forbes Johnston and Richard Cadet, who are all injured. So that great triumph in the last round against Celtic will be hard to emulate with that recast side, which includes Brian Rice, who's starting a match for the first time since early September. Ian Westwater returned to the side last week after a long absence, and he faces the club which gave him his start in the professional game. It didn't really happen for him here at Tynecastle, but a move to Dunfermline established him as a top-class keeper, and he could well be busy this afternoon. And the referee this afternoon, the very experienced figure of David Syme from Netherlands, who handled that Motherwell Dundee United Cup final of 1991. Perfect conditions for this Tennent Scottish Cup quarter-final, with a lot of Falkirk supporters making the trip, hoping that their fortunes will revert to the ones which they enjoyed against Celtic in the last round of the Cup, having been on the end of 4 straight league defeats since then, conceding no fewer than 14 goals in the process. There's Tosh McKinley for Hearts. Hearts coming off another defeat last week against Rangers at Ibrox. So their determination in the Cup will be unquestioned. Neil Duffy took a head knock last week against Celtic, but he's recovered fully to take his place in defence. There's Duffy again. So a lot of reorganisation required in the Falkirk setup in particular. There's George Wright sending the ball forward. Alan Preston using his pace, and a good headed pass back by Neil Oliver. The Falkirk appear to have abandoned their sweeper system of last week against Celtic. They've gone for an orthodox back 4 with Neil Oliver, who played at sweeper last week, playing at right back. Duffy and Weir in central defence, McQueen at left back. There's Brian Rice. And it's a very work for Nicky Walker. Lots of dig in that left foot from Brian Rice. And showing the kind of ability which earned him a couple of transfers. First of all from Hibs, Nottingham Forest, and then back to Falkirk. Still back with Oliver. There's Wrinkle. He wasn't picked up on the run. An excellent chance for Kevin Drinkle. I think he would have been surprised at the space he had there. He ran off Gary Mackay here. The ball flighted in by Neil Oliver. Just look at the space available for Drinkle. Well, he moved very well indeed off his defender there to get that header at goal. Robertson to Mackay. Good play again from Hearts. Preston's cross to the right. Great chip pass there for Ferguson. Inside is Robertson. Great goalkeeping there by Westwater. Hearts at the very best. And matched by Ian Westwater in goal. Great play there. The pass finding Ferguson. Robertson was in the clear until Westwater came sliding in. Ferguson taken in the rear by Rice, and Ryan Rice is on thin ice also because he's been guilty of 1 or 2 hefty tackles. Alan McLaren saying 1 or 2 too many there to the referee, so too did Gary Mackay. The referee's sign making it clear that he's in charge and requires no assistance. So there was the challenge by Rice. Now, it was a bad one, there's no doubt about that, but it certainly didn't merit the Hearts players showing such an outburst of dissent. They had the free kick. McLaren going in late and heavily on Brian Rice, and there are signs here that this game is simmering and may explode at any moment. There's McLaren, who's just been warned for an outburst of dissent a moment ago. Guilty of a clumsy, late and needless challenge on Rice, and he's going to be shown the yellow card. Referee's sign clearly trying to calm things down. The Hearts captain is booked. And when you see this, I'm sure there'll be no real arguing about it. The ball is gone, and McLaren just leaves himself there for Rice to collide with. Right now, you wouldn't play long odds against someone finishing up in serious trouble the way this game is going. Little feuds all over the place. And there's Scott Sloan going in. This game really is in danger of getting right out of hand. So Sloan, the latest player to be shown the yellow card, and Neil Berry is the victim. Well, it really was a bad tackle. Berry appeared to be totally in control of the situation there as he went to play the ball away. Scott Sloan came in late and recklessly. Trinkle guilty of a push on McLaren. Free kick again to Hearts. McKinley's principal target is Ian Baird. It's come all the way across to Mackay. There's Preston! Great opportunism by Alan Preston. The goal has been threatened for some time. It's well received by the Hearts supporters. 4 minutes from half-time, the ball floated across by Mackay. It was touched on there by Rice, well controlled by Preston, and drilled beyond Westwater for the opening goal. So Alan Preston's second goal in the maroon of Hearts since his transfer to Dundee United. And a thoroughly welcome one at that. And another nasty exchange again, McAllister and Moughlan. And Joe Jordan leaping to his feet there from the dugout. Addressed by the fourth official. Well, there really are some very unpleasant things going on out there. A lot of them off the ball. That's what's so frustrating. Here's Brian Rice. And the ball played forward to Berry. Brings a very untidy match. The half-time end, and referee David Syme collects the ball, which really has been treated to some abuse itself throughout this opening period. But it's been a nasty, feuding kind of match with lots of things going off the ball. Alan Preston, the player, though, to restore some order by moving on to that fine cross from Gary Mackay, not put off by a deflection from Brian Rice to control the ball and drive home a goal, which gives Hearts a deserved lead. It's Hearts 1, Falkirk now. So Falkirk set off trying to save this tie, having had extreme difficulty in the first half in settling into any kind of pattern of play. That's not surprising in view of the changes they've had to make in their lineup. They certainly tried to make up for that with some very determined battling play and tough tackling. It certainly has troubled the Hearts players and referee Syme. Now they'll have to become something of an attacking force if they're to save the tie. And there weren't too many signs in the first half that were capable of that. Here's Ian Baird going down, tackled by Duffy. It's a penalty kick, the Hearts. Well, we're just barely 40 seconds into the second half. And there was Duffy, outmanoeuvred there by Baird. There appeared to be a clear foul there, and the penalty kick awarded instantly by referee Syme, who was in excellent position to assess that. And little objection taken by the Falkirk players. So it's John Robertson, who's got a 100% record this season on the spot, 2 out of 2 against Ian Westwater, who saved 2 out of 3. 2-0 to Hearts. Totally decisive, that penalty by Robertson. He's such a clean striker of the dead ball. Applauded there by the Hearts supporters. And it's a perfect opening to the second half of Hearts. And look at the way that was thundered past Westwater. Leaving the keeper with no chance at all. Waters, first time clearance, an effective one. Ferguson's back here. Didn't quite work out the way intended, but he had a good return pass from Eddie May. Here's Preston. Too high for Baird. Chance for Bannon. That's Robertson. It's off the line by Weir. Hearts trying to make certain with that. And John Robertson coming close to his second goal of the match. David Weir to the rescue of Falkirk. Good play though, starting with Alan Preston's cross. Bannon teed that up for Robertson to beat the goalkeeper, and there was Weir to make the block. Weir again, playing it out simply and safely. Robertson miscued the pass inside. There's McLaren. Good running by Preston, he's onside. Queuing up in the middle, Robertson's there, Baird is there, so is McKinley, and so too was Neil Duffy with a very good clearing header. Brave and decisive. Preston doing well. His weaker foot the right with that pull back from the byline. But Duffy's clearance. Preston shielding his eyes. Craig Taggart running in fiercely there to play the ball ahead of Preston. The two players not really in the best of terms. Another hefty tackle this. Well, he did play the ball, Taggart. All smells to the Hearts chairman looking on, sensing the prospect now of a lucrative semi-final. Well, it is remarkable to think that we're watching a Connacht Scottish Cup quarter-final with such little background noise. The Hearts supporters clearly content that a place in the semi-final appears to be assured, and the Falkirk supporters, on the other hand, clearly believing there is no way back for their favourites. Drinkle's trying to change that, but he's met by George Wright. So a corner kick this time for Falkirk. The big men have gone up. Duffy, Weir. Ryan Rice taking the kick himself. It was won by McLaren. There's Taggart. McAllister towards Weir. Oh, that's good play by the big fella, but that interception was made by McLaren. David Weir showing a good touch of the ball there. Rice again, couldn't get the ball past the first defender. Tries again, no. This time he makes it. Berry's headed clearance. Lennox to Taggart. Very good play by Taggart. Cross beat Nicky Walker. Goal kick's been given. Well, some fine play there by Taggart on the left. It looked as though there was no way in which he could get this ball across against Alan McLaren, but he did so, lofting it beyond Nicky Walker. First player there, though, was Berry for Hearts. This is Ferguson. Preston again. And Oliver again doing well. Had to concede the corner, though. Up goes McLaren. That's well taken by Westwater. A lot of power in that header. A dropping ball like that is hard to inject power into, and McLaren does well here. He's coming straight down, and he gets up well to power it towards goal. Good possession play by Hearts. Well, Baird well challenged there by Weir, and the referee involved as the ball breaks, but coming to no harm for Falkirk. That's a good pass from McAllister. Here's Oliver. Drinkle through the middle with Lennox. Oliver making for the byline. It's very good play by the fullback. And Alan McLaren turns it away for the corner. Very good play by Neil Oliver. Positive attacking fullback play. Getting away from George Wright. Making that very difficult for Nicky Walker. So Taggart with this corner kick. Get away by Thomas, only as far as Oliver. Well, he had options on the right with McAllister, on the left with Taggart, but took the ambitious route. There's the apology for Taggart and for McAllister. Nicky Walker has another clean sheet to show for his efforts in his return to top team duty. And referee David Syme brings the contest to an end. A contest, which was effectively ended by the penalty kick in 46 minutes when John Robertson rifled home the kick after Ian Beard had been brought down by Neil Duffy. From that point on, Hearts cruised through to victory and ended up comfortable winners in the end. Falkirk, a well-beaten side early in the match. They battled hard in the first half with spoiling tactics. They never settled their passing pattern of their own, and in the end they go out of the cup rather tamely. It's Hearts who go through deservedly. It's Hearts 2, Falkirk 0.
How do you feel about that draw, Joe?
Well, the main thing is we're in the draw. We've drawn Rangers has just come across there. No, we're delighted that we're in the semi-finals. By the time you get to the semi-finals, I don't think there is an easy game. And we've had games against Rangers this season, and they've come out on top. But I think we've given them good games. And semi-finals, anything can happen. We're just delighted to be there.
What about drawing Rangers in the semi? How do you all feel about that?
Yeah, we've just heard, obviously, you've got to meet maybe one of the big ones sooner or later. We're quite happy, at least we've got a chance to beat Rangers. Was it? We never did ourselves any favours last week by going through there, and really we had a bad game, but we just really can't wait for it to come round.
What about today's match? It was very sticky at the start. Was that one you could enjoy, really?
It's always really a cup tie, wasn't it? It was always going to be quite physical. Things boiled over, but soon calmed down and we tried to play our passing game, which I thought second half that we got together.
The penalty, of course, at the start of the second half, was that a boost that you really couldn't have expected?
Oh yes, to get a penalty, a chance for a goal that early on in the second half does calm the nerves. 2 goals, a little bit more than 1 goal, so we're quite happy.
Is there a problem? Because in that first half there seemed to be some nasty feuds going on. The game was being broken up all the time. From the player's point of view, how do you cope with that?
Yeah, the game never got flown at all. The referee was, I thought, quite justified in his actions. Obviously, you've just got to try do the best of your ability, try to get the ball down and play to feet. They're quite a big side, so obviously we try to put the ball into our forwards' feet and see what we can do from then.
Now, you've had a good season personally, in the sense that you've established yourself in the international squad. How important to you is it to do something with Hearts?
Oh, obviously, I'm a boyhood fan, and I would love to bring something back here. We've been waiting for umpteen years. I think the only thing we've won is 10 and 6s for a long time. So there's a couple of in the dressing room who are Hearts fans, and we